This is the Bunker Podcast. If it exists, it's here.
Downloading new file.
The Bunker Podcast starts now.
Alright, well, here we are, Bunker Podcast. We're early today. I was planning on doing it 10:30 GMT, but we're early. We're here, we're live in the bunker. Got a new window installed in the bunker, so we've actually got some sunlight in here, so that's good. It was getting a bit gloomy, a bit dark in lockdown. Welcome to the Bunker Podcast Live. I'm not going to make this a long one, just really following up from the previous one last week, discussing the Last Kingdom. And so going to mention the Last Kingdom a little bit. But first of all, personal situation, still locked down. I'm in the UK. Everyone is locked down at the moment. It's going to be talking about it being relaxed as soon as, or as early as next week. But we'll see. You'll see over here is a little screen that says the No Name Pub quiz. I have started doing a lockdown pub quiz on a different YouTube channel, which I'm not going to mention here, but only because that's really for a few family and friends that I've been running it for. But I would be very, very open to opening up my quiz to this channel. Open it up to the few viewers that I may luckily get to this channel. So if you are interested in participating in a pub quiz, it's a virtual pub quiz. You don't have to write anything down. It's all done through YouTube and a mobile phone application. The only thing, literally all you need to do is tune into a live YouTube broadcast like I'm doing now, and all you need to do is download an application called Kahoot, and I will give you a pin code for the quiz. And usually I do about 60 odd questions. Usually takes an hour. General knowledge. There's no prize. I mean, prizes are something that I'd look at in the future. It's just really a participation thing. For the fun of it, if you fancy it, let me know. I can always extend it out to this channel. So that's the pub quiz. And that's the reason for the screen on the left. We're still in lockdown. So I did finish The Last Kingdom last week. I did make an episode just as a wrap up. And really, I'm left a little bit cold by the whole series. It was good. It looked good. That was my biggest takeaway from the series, was how good it looked. And the acting was, the acting's always been good in The Last Kingdom, but it was, again, it was good. The battle scenes was great as well. I'm playing the trailer in the background now. I did get flagged for this, copyright claimed for this trailer before, so I've lowered the sound even more. Hopefully with me talking over it, it won't get flagged. Who knows? I don't even try. I'm not even going to try and keep up with copyright stuff with YouTube anymore. I'll just do what I do. As I said, no money is being made from me doing this, so there's no point in doing anything to do with copyright. But anyway, Last Kingdom, season 4, it was great. It was great. With a slight undertone of it didn't finish as strong as I hoped. Excuse me while I have a drink. So, next season if you're American, series if you're British. I'm really hoping we get to see Uhtred take back Bebbanburg, because that's the end game, right? It really depends on how many series they're going to go for this, but also they're playing with fire now, because it's not originally The Last Kingdom started out as a BBC series, and then Netflix picked it up, and now it's completely in Netflix hands as to whether they get to go ahead with another series 5. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. Whether we get it anytime soon, I really doubt it. I don't think we're going to get it for another at least 2 years. I reckon it'll be out. It's not coming out next year. Hopefully 2022. Oh, seems such a long way away. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's Last Kingdom. Final thoughts. I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I mean, there might be other things that come to mind during it. But as a bit of a segue into a little, something related, something a bit different. So from the Netflix series The Last Kingdom, we move directly on to another entertainment platform that I like as well. So I'm gonna, on these podcasts, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things. To start with, I thought we'd cover TV shows that I'm interested in, and some games. This turns out that it's going to be a PlayStation 4 game, PlayStation 5 game. It's a multi-console game, which is this trailer that I'm showing you now over here, which is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the newest Assassin's Creed game. Which is coming out towards the end of this year. I'm thinking around, it says holiday 2020, which means probably Thanksgiving kind of time in America. It's not going to come out in December. I would imagine it's going to come out sometime in November. Not a lot of games come out in December. Ugh. So I'm playing this trailer. It looks good. The interesting fact, relation tying this game up with The Last Kingdom is that the actor Magnus Brunn is going to be voicing the lead character, the main character, Ivor. Which is so what we'll do. I've got this trailer on a loop. So let's have a little look. So that's Ivor there. That's the main character. And old Magnus, who played Canute in The Last Kingdom. Spoiler alert! I'm gonna do a spoiler for The Last Kingdom now. If you haven't seen it, switch this bit off for the next 5-10 seconds. Canute dies in The Last Kingdom in the series 4. The actor Magnus Brunn plays Ivor in this game. So as far as I know, details are limited, of course. No gameplay footage, just this cinematic trailer. We see the Vikings come to England, and they try and You can imagine. We know the history. They raid. They try and take over. And that's what this game is, really. You're kind of trying to take over England. The four kingdoms of England at the time: Northumbria, East Anglia, Wessex, and Mercia. The four kingdoms. Around 900. The year 900, I think it is. 950. I'm trying to think. Alfred. He's got Alfred in this game. King Alfred, who is also in The Last Kingdom. So would think that this game is set kind of around 970, 980. After Alfred becomes king. But with Assassin's Creed games, they do a mixture of history and obviously they put their own spin on things as well. Like this massive guy here who's just about to kill Ragnar. Not Ragnar. What are we talking about? It's not Ragnar. What's his name? Ivor. Sorry, I'm getting caught up with Last Kingdom and Vikings and things. Ivor obviously has a hidden blade there. Kills him. So while I've been talking, I haven't really been paying attention to the trailer. So it's about to play again. So available holiday 2020. I'm guessing late November. Xbox Series X is coming out in the next generation of consoles as well as this generation. Obviously they'll have some kind of extra features for the newer consoles. So here we go. This is a village in Norway, I guess. Viking, the Norwegian, or Danish maybe. Let me see. This is some kind of seer. As we know about seers. Knowing about Vikings. That's them sailing away. That's them in their Viking longboats. And that's them approaching the green pastures of England. Following a video of them raiding an English village. And it's letting some villagers go there. Raiding, burning, fire, killing. Oh, and then suddenly it switches to a scene of them making some kind of settlement. So that is going to be a part of the game. We're going to be able to make a settlement. There's Alfred. King Alfred, obviously going to be a antagonist during this period. Which makes sense, I suppose. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The story's going to be interesting, especially being a fan of a series of The Last Kingdom. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Vikings later on in this podcast. So the English are portrayed as the bad guys in this game, I believe. So this is showing a battle, a big battle. I'd be looking forward to how the combat works in this game. This is obviously a general for the king. It's weird, right? Because obviously Alfred's in Wessex. So you wouldn't attract his attention straight away, I would have guessed, because Vikings would be arriving in like East Anglia, Northumbria. They wouldn't get to Wessex. So where this battle's taking place, obviously maybe later on in the game. I don't know. Difficult to say as a first. And who this guy in the hood, we don't know. There's going to be some kind of Assassin's storyline in this as well, which we didn't have before. I'm going to talk about that anyway. So that's coming. We're looking forward to that. Actually, recently, as in the last week, I've been playing through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and which is the previous Assassin's Creed game that came out last year or the year before. I don't know when it actually came out. I didn't play it. I fell out of love with the Assassin's Creed games, really. After Black Flag, I really liked Black Flag. It was the only Assassin's Creed game I ever completed. I played the first Assassin's Creed, I played the second and the third, I played some of the spin-offs. It's never really grabbed me, to be honest. It's not really been something... I don't know what it was about it. It never really grabbed me. And I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3. But then Black Flag was great because I love pirates. Anything with pirates is fantastic. I completed that game. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And Odyssey, I mean, it's good. They don't have a lot of assassin stuff in there. I'm trying to think. What was it after Assassin's Creed Black Flag? I think it was Syndicate, set in London. It was a novelty because it was in London. I'm from London. It was kind of cool to be going around London being an assassin. But I never completed that game. I just got bored of it. So after Syndicate, this is the next Assassin's Creed game that I've just played. I've played about 20 odd hours of it so far. It's good. I don't like the progression or the leveling system. I think it feels false. I think they try and push microtransactions too much. I don't like it. The leveling is harsh. You got to grind a load of side missions so you can kind of keep up and get enough materials to upgrade your equipment and get money, and it just feels like a grind, and they really push the microtransactions in this game, which for a single player game isn't good. So I'm not a big fan of that. Positives are, I like the combat in it. The game looks great. The setting looks great. I'm not a huge fan of the ancient Greek setting anyway. I much prefer this next Valhalla, which is in the Vikings and them invading England in the 900th century. This game, it's good. I mean, it looks good. I'm not a big fan of it. There's not anything about assassins in it because it's before the assassins was kind of put together. But they do have a few things. I mean, there's a lot of, you can do assassin stuff in it. You know, you can still sneak around and kill people and assassinate people. And it's got a cult in it, which is obviously the precursor to the Templars, I suppose. I'm not sure. I guess that's where they're going for. And that maybe he is related to one of the first assassins later down the line. Maybe, I don't know whether that's true. I haven't researched that, but maybe he's related to one of the first assassins when the Assassin's Guild, is it Guild? When it was first established. Who knows? It'd be nice to, I know there was some DLC to this game that kind of explored the assassins a little bit more and maybe tied up a few loose ends, but I'm not going to get to that. To be honest, I'm at the moment, I don't know if I'm going to complete this. The grind is hard. I've done 20 odd hours. I'm feeling it. So what I might try and do now is just blast through this game. I'll put it down to the easiest mode there is and blast through it as fast as I can. And I might even give my final thoughts on the game. But we've still got a while to wait until Valhalla, and we don't know when that's coming out. It may be delayed. We don't know. Ubisoft have got another big game coming out later in the year called Watch Dogs 3, is it? So that's a big game for them. That looks good. They don't want to tie Valhalla in with that too much. So which makes me think that Valhalla might get delayed. Excuse me. Till early next year, possibly. So we're not going to see Valhalla for at least another maybe 8-10 months, I would imagine. So we'll see. But I do like this game. I like the sneaking around. I like the assassin side of these games as well. You know, you can upgrade your abilities to do more assassin-y stuff, which I have done. You know, you got 3 skill trees in this game: warrior, hunter, and assassin. And I've been upgrading my assassin skill tree a lot. And of course we got ship combat in this as well, which is similar to Black Flag, which I'm really enjoying as well. So I'm really hoping that, fingers crossed, that Valhalla is a step up from this, really, just in the way the background of the game works. With don't push the microtransactions too much, you know, have a more natural progression to the leveling and the gear. And as I said, I mean, they're probably going to change some other things up as well. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Valhalla as we get closer. We get some more details. We might see some gameplay, but I will try and cover this in future podcasts. So moving on, we've got a couple of rumors coming up. Oh, you know, these rumors. This first one's a TV show rumor. It's Breaking Bad season 5. Now, this was speculated back at the end of last year. I did a little bit of research. There's been a few speculations that there's going to be another series. It's going to, obviously, Walt died at the end of the previous series, as 5 previously. So series 6 of Breaking Bad. Sorry, series 6 of Breaking Bad. And the latest rumor is that it's going to star his son, and it's going to be about the family struggles after what's happened, and they're going to somehow get back into the drugs business. I don't know where these rumors come from, but it is a rumor. I don't think there's any real tangible truth to this. If it does happen, if there's any more news, then I'll let you know. But I really can't see that there's going to be anything to come from this. Which leads me into another rumor from another very successful franchise and game series from, well, a long time ago now, which is Knights of the Old Republic.
We have all but destroyed the
originally,
Jedi
Knights of the
Knights.
Republic come out on Xbox in
The Old
2003.
Republic is crippled.
The sequel come out in
They can do
2004.
nothing to stop us
Knights of the
now.
Old Republic
But there is
2,
one thing standing in our way. One
in
last
2005,
Jedi
to
who
be
has
honest.
yet to choose his true role in the galaxy.
Wow, sorry about that. That is way too loud. So it might have been 2005. The Knights of the Republic 2. That's what you see now. Over here is the trailer for Knights of the Old Republic 2. Now, Knights of the Old Republic 3, apparently the latest rumour is that it's in development at BioWare now. But the article that I read talked about it being set after the end of the Galactic Republic, so after episode 6, which doesn't make sense at all because it's Knights of the Old Republic. It's supposed to be 4,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. So I don't think this article really know what they were talking about, which might. But there were previous rumours that there is another Old Republic game in development, whether it's by BioWare or someone else, set around the 3,400 thousand years before the galactic rise of the Galactic Empire. I don't know whether that's true, but I really hope it is, because I love these couple of games. I wasn't a fan of the online game, the MMO that came out after this. I did try and play it, but an MMO is an MMO. It's the same. It's everything. MMOs are the same. It's just reskinned. They're the same. They've got the same. It's the same. Oh, MMOs. There's one MMO that isn't the same, which I was a big fan of, which is EVE Online. But most MMOs in this kind of field, they're just not good. They're not good. I mean, some people like it. I don't like it. I did it with World of Warcraft almost 20 years ago. 15 years ago. World of Warcraft. I've done that. I don't need to do it again with different skins on it, whether it's Star Wars or not. But it was. But anyway, Knights of the Old Republic 3, it's not, whether it's going to come out or not, it's not going to be called Knights of the Old Republic 3, because that would, unless it's a continuation of the story of Knights of the Old Republic, of the first two games, then it's going to be something completely different. Even if it's from that era, hope it is, and it's, even if it's a different kind of story from set 500 years after Knights of the Old Republic 2, different story, still at the Old Republic, still an RPG. Those are the two things. Old Republic, RPG, good developer, please. So that's two rumours: Breaking Bad, Knights of the Old Republic 3. Fingers crossed. So I did mention this earlier, when I was talking about The Last Kingdom and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This is Vikings, the Amazon exclusive series. 8 seasons of this thing. I've never watched it. I've put watching it off until now. I've just started season 1. I believe the first series came out in 2013. I don't know if it's always been on Amazon or whether Amazon picked it up after first couple of seasons, like The Last Kingdom. But it looks good. I like the way it looks. They approach it slightly differently to The Last Kingdom. But the way I'm looking, because I'm such a fan of The Last Kingdom, I've watched 4 seasons of The Last Kingdom now. All the Vikings, all the Saxons, fantastic. I love it. So the only real way I can justify Vikings in my head is that it's a prequel, that it's set in the same universe as The Last Kingdom, but it's a prequel. I believe I did see a date on the Vikings. I believe it was in 800, the year 800, not the year 900, or at least the very beginning of the year 900. So it's the very early stages of the Vikings coming to England, rather than in The Last Kingdom, when we're at the time of King Alfred. Obviously, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be in this as well. That kind of time, the late 900s, kind of 970 onwards, towards getting on for 1000, when Edward becomes king. The Vikings is before that, except before that. It's the early stage. It's kind of the origins of the first kind of occupation, or the first visitations from the Danes, the Norwegians, from the Finns, from Scandinavia to England, raiding England, and obviously it's that story is going to be over 8 seasons. It's going to be a long way. Whether I don't know how time moves in this series, so I don't know whether they're going to catch up with a timeline of The Last Kingdom. But in the moment, for me, just in the first few episodes of the first series, I'm thinking it as a prequel of The Last Kingdom, and that's how I have to kind of think of it. And it's very similar. It's very similar. The costumes are similar. The speech is similar in a way. They kind of refer to the Norse gods a little bit more, whereas in Last Kingdom they just kind of refer to them as the gods, but they kind of name them Odin, Thor, Loki. They name the gods a lot more in this, more than The Last Kingdom. And they kind of allude to the fact that they're not speaking English either. They speak a little bit of like Norse, Old Norse, and then when they go to England, they speak a lot of the Old English, Anglo-Saxon, kind of the old weird kind of old English, Latin kind of when we were transitioning into English as we know it today. So there's a mixture, and then when they kind of get into it, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit kind of jarring to start off with. When it's like, oh, they're speaking in a different language, and then they suddenly switch to English, and it's a bit weird, but kind of get used to it. Whereas in The Last Kingdom, everyone just talks English, or the Danes with their accents. So they haven't mentioned Danes in this yet, so I guess they're not Danes. They must be Norwegians. I don't know. All of these things are works of fictions based on some kind of historical facts, you know. But I appreciate artistic cinematic license has taken precedence in both The Last Kingdom and The Vikings in the making of both programs. Anyway, so that's pretty much wraps it up, really. There wasn't really anything I was going to go into the backlash on the Last of Us Part 2. To be honest, I'm not. If you want to find out about that, go somewhere else. I wasn't a huge fan of the Last of Us game. The first game, I tried it. Wasn't a massive fan. I prefer the Uncharted series, which is made by the same developer, Naughty Dog. But it is what it is. I've heard the rumours and the leaks and everything. It doesn't really bother me, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm really not going to talk about it. And that's really it. So for this episode of the Bunker Podcast Live, I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to pick it up with another episode probably towards the beginning of next week. If I fancy doing another live one before then, I will. And take care, keep calm, stay cool, and I'll see you on the next one.
This is the Bunker Podcast. If it exists, it's here.
Downloading new file.